So you're saying what? If
Stay close, right? Stay close is like a blind spot. Too close to me, I can't figure out where are you actually.
Oh, yeah. I think it depends on the position. Like if you're in fighting stance, I mean your blind spot is always that particular position where you can't see lah,
Yeah.
which is here. And even if I'm further away from you, you still can't see me. It's just that it doesn't serve me a purpose to be this far
So far
away.
away.
Like you can just simply turn around, right?
Yeah.
If I'm closer to you, it's less opportunity for you to turn around in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also what you mentioned just now about the control, right? From far I can't do anything. But then when you're this close distance, right? If you want to move here, right, instead of just moving over here,
Okay.
you make use of the motion to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I realized also. So it's killing the two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
That is motion, right?
Make use of your footwork to
Yeah,
power up your movement.
Yes, using a momentum to bring him and yourself to opposite direction.
Yeah. Which I think it's a principle a lot of the different karate styles try to incorporate also. Like in your case, you move out and move in. Contrary to popular belief, because we always see kata as being done lower block, stop, and then punch in, we think that that is the way we should respond against an attack as well, right? Where if a kick comes, I do a low block, I stop here, and then my punch will come next. But in reality, I believe the principle should be where the
Smooth,
moment
right?
you land down, there is a
Immediately.
recoil action. You use that and you hit. And on that note, right, I also want to explore or pick your brain that kind of body mechanics principles when it comes to traditional karate training. Is it widely spoken about?
Tutorial, yes.
Okay.
Tutorial, we have this concept called cushion.
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 What does it mean?
Spring, bending, cushion. Yeah. Kushin.
Okay.
So, you move away, you coil down the spring, right? Then after that, you recoil and push it back.
I
So,
see.
bending and expanding, bending and expanding.
And that is something the instructor would analyze and explain to
no.
participants.
Actually, no. Even if
Don't say my
generally.
name, even more sensei,
Yeah.
because you're still on camera. Yeah. So basically, you're saying that that there is a concept there, but not a lot of instructors make it a point to say it.
Yeah, so it's more like when you reach a certain level, you research on your own.
Okay.
And then you find that, hey, in my style there's such a thing. I've never heard of it before.
Okay. So basically, you just keep on practicing and practicing until you realize there is an application to it.
Because they are saying, right, there's a few stages to learning. When you don't know what you don't know, you know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And until when you know what you don't know, then you search to find out what you don't know and make it your knowledge. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess it's along the same line.
It's one of the things that I personally always question about traditional karate training. Where, I mean, as a non-practitioner of traditional karate, I see a lot of emphasis in kata practice
Right.
and perfection of the kata. And that's quite normal, right? We see in competitions, we see on YouTube when we look for traditional karate, it tends to be the portrayal through kata. And I don't get to see a lot of practical applications to it. And that is why I'm interested to know, like in class, how often do this kind of analysis or bunkai, as we call it, gets explained to participants?
Honestly, not much. It's not much.
much.
So
Okay.
it's more like a self-realization after years of practice. And also, I want to touch a point on you mentioned about the competition, kata bunkai, right? What we see nowadays is just a spectator sport. So what they call bunkai are not really the application of what movement you see in kata. It's so far interpolated that it's just to wow the spectators. Yeah, so a lot of the underlying bunkai were not explained properly when you see bunkai in competitions.
Okay. So having said that, with the advent or accessibility to social media, YouTube, Facebook, where there's a lot of awareness regarding practical martial arts that work in combat sports, martial arts that are being pressure tested.
Right.
As a karate practitioner, is there anything that you can do in order to ensure that your whatever you're practicing has a practical application to it instead of just keep doing your kata all day long and
Right.
one fine day you realize there's an application
That's
to
good.
it. Yep.
Okay. I think that's a good point because when we learn martial arts at the beginning, I always believe stick to one. Right? Build your base in one, no matter what it is. No, doesn't matter. Taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, whatever. Pick your discipline, stick to it. Once you cross a certain level where you find you're stagnant, it's not to say that you become so good that you can't learn anything, right? But maybe you just can't break through. Everybody come to a plateau sooner or later, right? Break out by learning another martial art. Right? From there, you open your mind to see, hey, in my kata or in my basic, there's this application in the other martial arts that I didn't think of before. And you can also, like you said, pressure test. Instead of going out there, get yourself into trouble by fighting, you test it against another martial art.
Yep.
That is a safe and effective way to pressure test your martial art.
Yep. And the alternative way to do it is to explore other karate styles. If you have the opportunity, bearing in mind that I don't know about nowadays, but traditionally, it seems to be a bit of a taboo practice to cross between schools and clubs when you belong to one karate club, right?
Correct. You're right. Because even in Okinawa, it's unspoken, but the senseis won't be very happy if you learn from other senseis, right? Although there are a few open-minded ones who don't mind.
Yep.
I'm lucky to know a few which don't mind me learning from a few at the same time.
Yep.
Right? But I think as a sensei, as a martial arts master, this is the mindset, a good mindset to approach, whereby you find, okay, I've taught so much to my student, I don't think I can contribute anymore. I'll introduce you to another teacher, which was what happened centuries ago to our karate pioneers in Okinawa.
Yep.
So they teach, okay, you've become certain level, I got nothing else to teach you. Let me introduce you to my friend who does another style of karate.
And in my limited knowledge also, building up to what you have mentioned, the style of Shitoryu itself, it's not where the founder just follow one teacher all through his lifetime. He in fact had a number of teachers, and he amalgamated all of the learnings from the different teachers to make something that truly works for him, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we just like what you said. We always believe that tradition prevents you from being aware of what's around us, but when you look at it historically also, people who want to be effective make it a point or take the initiative to explore what's within outside of their comfort zone. Right.
Yeah. And that's what I noticed about your style Ashihara as well. Again, with my limited knowledge about Ashihara karate, I heard that it actually came from Kyokushin.
Yeah.
Right. And then this throw and sabaki were added in, and I believe that the founder actually learned and challenged himself with other martial artists to find out what is there to be improved of his own karate. So we get this kind of a unique form of karate.
Yep.
Touching on kata as well, personally, I believe that the way traditional kata, like what you see me perform, is not the right way to practice if you want to make it effective for real combat. On the other hand, I think the Ashihara kata does it correctly, whereby it flows. Right? Combat situation is dynamic. You cannot just settle in the stance and wait for the next punch and block again to come in.
Yep.
And the way I see it, Ashihara karate, the kata is really applicable for real fighting. When you practice the kata, your body immediately knows how to respond to it in a fight.
Yep. And on the flip side also, I believe we spoke about this in one of the previous episodes. Kata, of course, is there to teach you practical applications against certain attacks that might be coming to you. But after practicing karate for a while, I realized also that kata gives you certain attributes in terms of body mechanics. So maybe on the outset, when you look at the kata, it doesn't look very applicable combatively, but it can be because that particular form or set is there to build certain body mechanics
Right.
up, right? But that is also another challenging exploration for all karate practitioners, which we'll probably discuss in future episodes.
Agreed.
This series, we talk a lot about practical karate and practical karate in the sense of whether whatever you practice is applicable in terms of fighting, right?
Yes.
Be it in like karate appreciation or self-defense
even outside.
in real life. But we want to also bear in mind that not everybody do karate or martial arts with the same objective. So when we say that is this technique applicable to fighting, I would want to note that not everybody comes to the karate dojo wanting to learn how to fight. Some of them simply like to look good so that they can post their pictures on Instagram and look quite cool.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine.
Fine, that's okay.
I think if you're healthy, if you're enjoying your practice, that's what the most important thing is. But I think what we're trying to say is if practical applications in terms of fighting is what you are looking for, there are certain questions that you probably should ask in your practice. And also, you need to have the humility or the initiative to have an open mind.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Right. I think humility is a big thing in martial arts, right?
Yep.
When you learn martial arts, the very enemy you have to fight is your own pride and your own ego.
Yep.
Right. And that can only be beaten down by humility. You know, in a rough way, getting humiliated. Right. And if you keep staying in your own comfort zone and you're the senpai or you're the sensei, you'll never experience that. Right? Go explore, maybe with the permission of your seniors or sensei, explore another martial arts or even another form of karate. Then you will see what loophole or even your own weaknesses. And that will bring you back down to earth and open up your mind to learn more. Okay. Some people, when they see this kind of thing, they stop learning. Mind block, they stop. So a good thing is to just keep open mind and just be humble yourself. More things to learn. Let me see what I can do over here.
Yeah. And that is one of the ways for you to enjoy karate more as well.